Utah's about to become the first state in the union to ban fluoride in the drinking water. It's already illegal to add fluoride to drinking water in Utah unless voters approve it at the ballot box. And that happened in Salt Lake and Davis counties. Under HB 81, approved by lawmakers this session, it takes fluoride out of any drinking water system in the state. According to polling that came out last week, most Utah voters do not support removing fluoride from the water. The survey from Noble Predictive Insights asked Utah voters which of the following three statements was closest to their views on the issue. 32% said fluoride is added to tap water in almost every state. It has dental health benefits and no negative effects. It should be in the water. 34% said fluoride is good for dental health, but local government should be able to choose whether it's in the water. And just 20% said that fluoride has negative effects and should not be added to drinking water. It's clear, according to those results, that 2/3 of Utah voters don't have a problem with adding fluoride in the drinking water, although a third say that it should be up to local governments, local control. Just 20%, 1 in 5 voters, think that fluoride is harmful and should be removed from the water. This is a perfect example of how the Republican-controlled Utah legislature listens to these small right-wing special interest groups instead of what the majority of voters want on these hot-button issues. The bill was sponsored by Republican Representative Stephanie Grecius. She lives in Utah County. Utah County does not fluoridate their water. She says that the issue was brought to her by a constituent. That constituent would live in Utah County who also does not have fluoride in the water. So you have the bill from someone who's not impacted by fluoridation, prompted by another person who's not impacted by fluoridation. However, this issue was a major priority for the right-wing parents' rights group, Utah Parents United. Back in November, the group's president, Corinne Johnson, bragged during an online meeting with another right-wing group, Utah Citizens for the Constitution, we've talked about them before, that she had already secured a sponsor for this legislation, which turned out to be Representative Stephanie Grecius, who, as I said before, does not live in an area where water is fluoridated.
The next one, you're going to love this one. There's going to be a piece of legislation that is going to be removing fluoride from the water in Utah. We are so supportive of health initiatives here in the state of Utah that allow parents to make medical decisions for their children. So we've been pushing for this legislation since we fought masks and vaccines, and we started seeing everything that's happening.
So you have a small right-wing activist group pushing this issue. They get a bill sponsor from an area that's not impacted by this issue at all, and they're able to push this through the legislature. Governor Spencer Cox says he's going to sign this bill, which means another victory for these right-wing special interest groups over the majority of Utah voters.